Yeah, hi folks. So we just received the Behringer KOBOL today and we just picked it out, installed it here in the studio. And I thought that today I would just invite you to take the walk around together and yeah, to share my first impressions of the Behringer KOBOL with you here live. I just installed it here basically as it came out of the box, and so if you hit the note now, the first thing you will hear is something like this. And this is a bit confusing, of course. So here the first thing you will discover is the LFO. And obviously this one is acting on the VCO. Ah, and this is the LFO devs. Okay. So let's turn it down. Then we come to the VCO1. Ah, here you can tune it from 10 Hz to 10K. Does it really correspond? I will check this with my tuner. Yeah, so here we have an A. So, and the first thing we encounter here in the VCO section is this switch, and this one allows us to switch off this pitch modulation. Nice. So then the next step is the waveform selection button here. Here in the final position we have pulse width. Okay. And this is the volume of the first oscillator. Okay, so then we see that we have a second oscillator here that we can add. Yeah, and the second one is still having fun with the LFO. So let's check out where this modulation comes from on VCO2. So this is possibly this is sync. This also has nothing to do with the LFO. And you see, I don't know, I will just dial it down. Ah, this is a fine-tune knob. interesting for both LFOs. Here you have the fine tune. Okay, and then there's a possibility for sync. Nice. Okay. The next step here is the filter section with a 24 dB low pass filter, as it says here on the front panel. Okay, and now it has resonance. Let's check it out with half of the resonance. And with full resonance. So here we see that it's capable of a very nice self-oscillation in any case. Of course, the filter also offers you the keyboard control here, keyboard tracking. And here this is an envelope mod for the filter called ADS. ADS control. Why ADS and no ADSR? Because if we check out the envelope section, which comes after the filter, we will quickly see that it only has attack, decay, sustain, and no release. Yeah, let's check out how this behaves. Okay. So this is a secret. Instead of having a dedicated release knob, the decay knob takes a part the release, and in case of the VCA, you can switch it off. Okay, so it seems that this envelope here is the envelope for the VCA, envelope 1, ADS1. Okay, and following this logic, yeah, you see, this is how the second envelope works, the filter envelope with attack, sustain and decay. So it's very nice counteraction here with the ADS control knob. So you can quickly find out how this works, and it's not really an inconvenience to have only those 3 envelope stages compared to ADSR. I also like this very much. Yeah, then we have a voltage processor here. I think that you can handle all those signals that you can route out and in of the KOBOL. Here with a voltage processor, and of course also if you want to modulate different parameters with the LFO, you will have to take a patch cord, because as I can see it from here, there are not many possibilities to modulate the parameters from inside the synthesizer. So yeah, and thankfully Behringer gives us a little bag of patch cable with the KOBOL. Yeah, I think this was it for the first discovery, for the first sound features here of the KOBOL. And yeah, in the second part I will check out how we can modulate with the patch points, and I will try to figure out some interesting sounds for you. So when it comes to modulate the KOBOL Expander, of course you will have to get some patch cables. And as you can see, our main modulator here is the LFO. You could now get a clock here into an analog clock signal to determine the LFO rate, to sync it with something from outside. Then here you can control the rate of the LFO, and here you can control the depths of the LFO. Here it's called volume, but otherwise it would be called depths on any other synth. So let's check out how this works. Yeah, so in this case I will do the obvious and try to control the filter frequency, VCF frequency, with the LFO. So therefore we get the patch cord from LFO out 1 to VCF frequency. And so we see that we can also modulate second parameter with the LFO here, thanks to LFO output 2. Otherwise, if you like to modulate in a more complex way, then of course you can always borrow an LFO from other analog synths or your modular system. So okay, let's listen how this sounds here. Okay, this is it for the LFO. Then another interesting question that occurred while using the KOBOL Expander was the noise generator. So the noise generator is located here and it gives you the choice between white and pink noise. So, but how to get the noise into your sound? Of course, therefore, here we take the green one. Yeah, you have the noise output here. And now, of course, you could directly go to the VCF audio in. So, of course, this is noise, but it's noise only in on one volume. Yeah, and of course, therefore, we can use the voltage processor. So I go from noise out to voltage processor in, and then I take the voltage processor output here to the VCF audio in. Yeah, and so, of course, I can now gradually mix my noise in. Yeah, okay, this is it for the modulation, LFO and the noise. So you see it's a rather simple synth, it's auto-explaining. So take your pitch chords, modulate whatever you like and let the fun begin. So, what do you think about it? My first impression is quite positive. It's a nice sounding little analog synth module, and its semi-modularity makes it pleasantly versatile. It's capable of fat basses that are somewhere between an ARP Odyssey and a Moog. The filter is efficient and its resonance can be quite brutal. The envelopes are quick and snappy and easy to handle. The large number of patch points invites to heavily mess around with cables. And thanks to the uncomplicated layout of the synths, there are not many possibilities to go wrong. Especially the FM modulation stuff is a lot of fun and works really well. In any case, it's a very educative synth, especially when you just start to learn analog synthesis. To make it even more interesting, I would consider combining it with other analog modules. Of course, it also works with your Euro rack. And here, my recommendation would be to check out the vintage RSF Expander 2 module that came with the original KOBOL Expander as reference. It contained additional VCAs, LFOs and such things as a ring modulator and envelope followers. So if you got other patchable synths, no matter if Behringer or the expensive stuff, you're already on the right track. On the other hand, this might also be my only very small point of criticism. If you already have more than 2 or 3 modules like the Neutron, the K2, a CAT or even a 2600, you might encounter some redundancy in sound. So what is your first impression? New and interesting, or the same thing as always and boring? Leave your comment, I'm curious, and as it is Behringer, please stay friendly. In any case, with under 200 euros at my favorite synth outlet Thomann, you can't really go wrong. Especially if you are new to hardware and finally want to try turning your own knobs. So just check it out yourself if you can get hold of one. Of course, there's an affiliate link here and in the description. Thanks for that. It's always the best way to support our channel. And if you are just watching to relax from your boring everyday job, consider giving this video a like. It's also worth it to subscribe to this channel, as I always try to get hold of the newest Behringer stuff and many other interesting synths and studio gear. Thumbs up. In any case, have a nice day and happy synthing. See you in the next one. Peace and Dankeschön.